Yeah, yeah.
What was it that took such a long process?
Well, movies are hard to make, hard to get made, especially they go. I think a couple of things. Movies are difficult to get made. We've been going through a very difficult financial time. Dramas, particularly emotional stories, make marketers nervous. But also part of it, there's a weird magic to it that certain stories find their time. And movies, if you're patient and you fight for them, they find their moment. And I feel like this movie is coming to life at the right moment. I think people need this story now. I feel them reacting to it, and it was well worth the wait.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How did you find out about Betty Ann?
When Kenny first got out of prison, Betty Ann and Kenny were all over the news, and my wife saw a piece on 60 Minutes about them, and told me the story, and I just was blown away by it. And I of course saw what a great idea for a movie, but more than that, I was so affected by the idea that a woman spent 18 and a half years on an act of faith in her brother, who she was the only person who believed he was innocent, and refused to believe otherwise, and had never graduated high school and ended up becoming an attorney to try and find a way to get him out, never knowing if she could, and his faith in her that she was going to do it. I'm real close to my brothers and sisters, and so I wanted to tell a story about a brother and sister. I think it's a really important relationship in life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the scenes that really stuck out to me was when Betty Ann is in the car driving with her boys, and she
Yeah.
asked them, you guys would do this for each other.
Right.
So you said you have siblings. Could you imagine yourself going this distance for one of them?
Yeah, well, one of the things I've learned, I hope that I've learned doing this movie, is that you can't take for granted the people that you love in your life, and love is an active verb. So I look at my siblings and think, how actively do I take them for granted? And you never know until you're put in the situation, but I would hope that I would step up and have the faith that Betty Ann had in her brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Last question. The cast is amazing and really perfectly cast. Did you go into this having an idea of who you wanted in each cast?
Some of them. Interestingly, Sam Rockwell was the first person I ever thought of for Kenny. When Pamela Gray and I, years and years ago, were meeting with Betty Ann and hearing all of her stories and trying to figure out what this movie was, we thought, if we don't get Kenny right, it won't work, her brother. And I thought, we need an actor like Sam Rockwell, because I so loved his work. It was years later that I was able to offer him the part, but Sam was someone I always had in mind. Hillary was the first person attached, and when I saw $1 Million Baby, I knew there was no other actress who could play the part the way she would. So I went after her, and luckily she felt the same way. And then the rest of the cast kind of just, like alchemy, kind of fit into a place, and it's a chemical kind of thing. You feel the right energy.
Absolutely. And the chemistry between Hillary and Sam in the film is
It is,
How did
yeah.
you sort of help them breathe?
Well, you don't. Chemistry is something you can't create. It just exists. You have an instinct about it. And I had a feeling about Hillary and Sam, as they did about each other. And it just bore out. The second they were together, they're so different. It's funny, but they just loved each other. Yeah.
Congratulations.